Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Panic Attacking, the podcast. Oh, my God.
Just go with it.
Hey, everybody. So today we're doing the new format, or a test format. I don't think we're committing to this.
I'm going to go first. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Panic Attacking, the podcast about anxiety through a comedy lens.
Now with an expert opinion.
Yes, this is a new experiment of the format. We wanted to give it a try. It was Andrew's idea. I think it's wonderful, and some of the Patreon members know this already. Andrew, you take it away.
So Stephen and I always talk about what makes us anxious. We joke about it. We give each other advice, but we never give each other professional advice.
Right.
So that's what gave me this idea. We contracted a professional therapist who's listening in on our conversations, and we're going to go to her for feedback.
She is literally here we have her on Zoom listening to us right now as we speak.
Yeah. So Steve and I are in the same room talking to each other. It feels like we're bugged.
It does. Because I'm looking at you, but my body language is tilted to like there's a third person at the table.
Yeah, I'm too. Yeah, I'm like looking at the screen, looking at you.
Yeah. So, why don't you take care of the introductions here?
So we want to introduce our professional of the day. Please welcome Dr. Deb. Dr. Deb, hello.
Hi, how you doing today?
Good.
It's exciting to be here. I'm looking forward to this.
Thank you. Thanks for bringing your expertise to the show, to nervous people.
Oh, my pleasure. I listen to the podcast a lot, and I think it's a great podcast.
Yeah,
thank you.
That's how we got you, because you're a fan, so your rate was really low.
We are worried about your taste.
Can you give the audience some credentials that you have?
Sure. I have a PhD and been a therapist for 30 years about.
Oh my
and one of my specialties is anxiety, using cognitive behavioral techniques and cognitive processing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, this is all new to me. I didn't know that.
I gotta be honest, that made me more nervous.
I don't even know half of those words.
Yeah.
This is why we have the expert.
Yeah, she's like, what's bothering you? And I'm like, that I can't spell cognitive.
Yeah. And I need to Google 5 of those words in that sentence.
Wow. Well, thank you for being here. This is very exciting, and we appreciate you willing to try this out with us.
Oh, it's fun.
So we're going to do the regular format, which we've been doing for
a year,
where me and Steven are going to talk about what made us anxious this week. We're going to do our thing, and then we're going to go to you for the professional advice. And at the end of the episode, we had listeners send us in what makes them anxious this week, and we're going to get into that too.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Okay. So we're gonna check back with you later, Dr. Deb.
And now we're seamlessly gonna go into an organic conversation with each other.
This is you guys are watching history be made.
Oh man. So how are you?
Oh, I gotta be honest. Last night I had slept the worst I have slept probably all year. I got 1 hour of sleep.
Oh my God.
And I'll talk you through what happened.
Please.
I get into bed at midnight, feeling tired.
I with you so far.
As I would. I close my eyes. Immediately, I think about that I haven't done anything all of quarantine.
Oh God. Yeah.
And I think about that for an hour. I think about, oh my God, I could have done this. I could have done that. My eyes shoot open and I just take out my phone and I'm like, well, let me see what's going on here. I go on Instagram for an hour, and then I close my eyes and I just roll around for an hour.
Yeah.
And then I open up my phone again.
You're taking reps.
Yeah, it's like I'm at the gym. The unhealthiest gym on earth.
You're like, hey, I haven't done anything all quarantine. Let me look at photos of people doing things during the quarantine.
Most FOMO of my life. So let me do a picture of somebody with a really successful hobby.
Yeah, like a slideshow of what made me.
Yeah, really. That's what it was. It kept adding to it. That's what it was.
Wow, Instagram was really Tinder
Yeah.
for the flames.
Yeah, it's gasoline. So then so I put the phone away and I was like, I think my problem is I need to lay on the other side of the bed. So I put my feet where my head was and my head where my feet was, rolled around again, and then took out my phone. I couldn't help myself. Couldn't help it. And then I did this until and then what the next thing that made me upset was that I can't sleep. I wasted 4 hours
4. Yeah.
from 12 to
12
4
to 4.
because I did an hour of rolling around, hour of phone, hour rolling around, hour of phone. And then I started getting upset because we have the podcast today. And I'm like, it's the new format. I would be all sleepy. So I rolled around more. No kidding. 7:30. The sun's in my face. I kind of drift off.
Wow. Was it the comfort of the day is here?
It was just exhaustion, I think. I'll beat myself up for.
I get into bed at midnight, feeling tired. Sun comes up, feeling tired. Go to bed.
I went 7 rounds with my brain.
Wow. It's like 12 rounds of the movie. The prequel.
And then I woke up early. I woke up at.
You woke up early. You went to bed early.
I went to bed early. I really got ahead of myself.
Man.
I woke up at like 10, so I slept.
You slept 3 hours.
3 hours at the most. I think I actually slept. I think I gave myself more credit. I think I did fall asleep around like 9 or something.
Man.
So I'm jacked up on coffee. I've been tried to take a nap. I couldn't. Once I'm up, I'm up.
Right. I'm the same way. I also had the worst sleep of my life last night.
No way.
Yes.
Oh my god.
No
Oh my
joke.
god. We're gonna say maybe that's why I couldn't sleep. We're mind melded.
Yeah, we were both tossing and turning at the same moon.
I was turning one way. You were turning the other.
In a movie, they would have edited it where we were in the same bed, put the lines down the middle.
When I put my head where my feet is, you put your feet where your head is.
When I hit my pillow, it's when you wake up.
Yeah, one of us can only be awake at the same time.
God, I worst sleep ever, and I put on. So I was on the road in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And I'm in my hotel room, and too dark when the lights are off in my hotel room. Usually, my apartment is lit by New York City, so there's like street lights.
Yeah, you hear a guy getting punched in the face.
Yeah, I'm like, my white noise.
You hear a guy go, "Give me your wallet."
I'm like, time for bed. It's like my babbling brook.
You hear a car door, a car windshield shatter, and somebody crawling through it.
And I'm like, so like, usually the lights of New York City fill my room, and it's like peaceful to me at this point.
Right.
So I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. When I turn the lights off in my hotel, pitch black.
Wow.
So I have my laptop on, I put it on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I need some sound and light. And I didn't want to put on the hotel TV because I didn't want to touch the remote.
Oh my god.
Because it's the dirtiest thing in a hotel room.
And normally, yeah, they're dirty before Corona.
Yeah. So I'm sure they're getting cleaned the most, but I didn't touch it once. So I have the laptop in bed with me. And I put it on it was an animated X-Men TV show. I was like, whatever, this is just, I'm not going to watch it.
I'm into that.
I am into it too, but I'm like, it'll just be playing in the background or whatever.
The episode's about a guy who can't sleep.
Yeah, that's his power.
My power is to toss
I'm-
and turn.
I'm Mr. Nocturnal. So I start to fall asleep. Now I'm sweaty, so I stick my leg out, and now
Yep.
I'm too cold. And
Yep.
now, and I'm not sick or anything. Like, and then
Yep.
I'm tossing and turning. I'm sweaty. The pillow. One pillow's too hard. One pillow's too soft.
Yep,
And,
I do that.
yeah, and then I roll over, and at one point of the X-Men show, it shows. This drove me insane. It shows Nightcrawler, which, do you know who Nightcrawler is?
Pretty
So-
ironic because it's a.
That's what I was. I
Yeah.
was the Night Turner.
You're a night. I want a sleeper.
We're a superhero team, toss and turn. Uh,
We're.
It shows Nightcrawler, who, if you don't watch X-Men or have never seen the movies, he's a blue guy with elf ears and a devil tail, and already is a mutant by looking at him. Like,
I
that's
know
the race
he's got the
that they
short
are.
end of the stick because all the other ones are like hot dudes, hot
Yeah.
chicks.
Yeah,
They could walk around, go to a bar,
yeah,
drink, and hang out. This guy walks in a bar. People are like,
yeah. He's a mutant. I bet you $50. So
even if you wore like a coat,
yeah.
people will be like, your face is really scary.
So, and his ability is to teleport. So in the show, as I this is all I heard before I went to sleep, and I remember going, "What the hell?" Is they show him. He's a blue guy with elf ears, devil tail, and they go, "So what's your power?" And I'm like, you can tell he's a mutant.
Yeah, he has the power to look like a freak.
Well, I look like a blue devil.
That'd be funny. He goes to the X-Men meeting. So are you a mutant?
Yeah.
No, I just got really tan over the weekend. And when I get tan, I turn blue and my tail grows.
And I'm a big fan of Arrested Development.
I'm a big fan of the Blue Man Group.
Yeah.
I do that on
Same
the week.
reference.
I know, yeah, but in case you didn't know what the show was.
But no, I just like that it was the same. It made me nerd out a little bit. Anyways,
I should have put something on. You know what was in my head all night? I couldn't sleep at all last night. Do. I been tossing and turning for no freaking reason. Do. I could have done anything else during this time. When I'm tossing and turning.
the trick I've heard is just count, and I think it's count to 10 and breathe in. Like, so you breathe in for 1 and exhale for 2. Breathe in for 3, exhale for 4. Breathe in, and then until you get to 10.
Well, that's making me tired just listening to that. You said that in like a hypnotist cadence.
I was really just telling you a story, and you're like, "This is so boring. I could go to sleep."
You really mess with me just now.
So then I get on the.
You should invest in a pocket watch. Shake it back and forth, and then
Yeah.
follow me home so I could go to sleep.
So let me tell you about my day. I was just swinging the watch. So then I get on the plane.
You look at your watch like, oh my god, I'm late. Late for my next hypnotist appointment.
I'm late for my nap. I get on the. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll sleep on the plane. And
I always say that.
yeah, but any flight before this, my adrenaline's through the roof and I don't sleep.
Because you're afraid of flying.
Yeah, but now it's like, maybe I'll sleep on the plane. That makes me scared in a normal situation, but now I have to wear a mask and not touch anything.
But you know what makes me tired? The fear of death. So that really knocks me out.
Yeah, you know what makes me sleepy? Permanent sleep.
Yeah, the thought of a never-ending slumber.
Yeah, this will get my
under
eyes
the
to
earth,
close.
in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, this will close my eyes, closing them forever.
You know, it really gets me sleepy. The thought of waking up next to splattered against a mountain.
Oh man.
A
Wow.
charred body really puts me in the sleep mood.
Oh man. Wow, we had the same thing.
That's
And-
so crazy.
Yeah, and I fell asleep waiting for you. You weren't even late, but I got here today, unpacked, and then you're coming over to record,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'll lay on the couch until Andrew gets here, and then you're like, I'm gonna be 15 minutes late, and then I fell asleep.
You fell asleep for 15 minutes?
Maybe 5,
Well,
not 10. or 15.
I scheduled this at 2 when I texted you at 10 because I wanted to give myself a chance to nap.
Of course.
But you know what happened? Laid down, just looked at my phone. Extended the waste of time.
You're following sleep accounts on Instagram. Look at all those people doing what I want to do.
I'm looking at I just searched tweets for well rested. Wow, I slept great.
And you're like, ah!
Damn you all! I wish I had what they don't. What I wish they had. I can't even say what I mean.
You're too tired.
I'm too tired. I wish I had what they have.
You know what I do love about being overtired is how much at least for me, it makes me giggly.
Yeah.
And everything's funnier because I'm so exhausted.
And it takes out that initial hesitance of anxiety because
Yes.
I'm too sleepy to care
Oh, yeah. I
what
think
I'm saying.
true. You're like your real self.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they said in the acting class I took for 6 months. They said, "Oh, you're tired? Great. You're going to do your best." I was like, huh? I'm like sleeping on stage.
It sounds like they were just out of things to tell you.
Yeah, really. They're like, we need to take this guy's money somehow. We already taught him how to say a monologue. What was I going to say? And I think similar thing to you, how you were in a different environment.
Yeah.
Maddie got these new blackout curtains that she said. We used to have black curtains that came at the apartment. They're black. They're ugly.
Yeah.
So she ordered these like blue ones. That
Yeah.
she said were blackout. I put them up, and the other side is white. So the sun comes in, and the moon and the street lights come in, bounce off the white part, and go on the side of the room. So the room is brighter now with a more blackout curtain. It's like the movie The Mummy, how they light up the temple, how they light up the pyramids. It's like a series of mirrors. That's what's going on. So I think that might have done it. It was like super bright.
Can you turn them around?
Yeah, but then they don't match the apartment. And it's still blue. I'm thinking about hanging up the black ones as kind of a buffer between the window and the new ones, but
Wow. Double curtained.
I need it. Or I'm gonna.
It's like a 2-ply.
You pay extra for those.
Yeah.
You know, it's more expensive, but the roll lasts longer. All right. With that, should we turn into our expert?
Wait, do you shut the curtains front to back or back to front?
I just wipe it once and don't risk it.
Yeah, let's check in with Dr. Deb on the sleep issues.
Yeah, what do you think, doctor?
Well, that's interesting that you both had issues at the same time.
Isn't that
So-
crazy?
Well, one of the things that you said is that you had trouble sleeping and then you went on your phone, and there is research that shows that that type of light is going to wake up the brain.
Oh,
So by putting on your phone, you're actually altering that, normal circadian rhythm, and it wakes you up.
that explains the rhythm I had.
Wow.
and
Circadian bug.
then you did it again. So, you don't want to be exposing yourself to that type of light
No one wants to expose themselves.
a couple hours
illegal.
before you plan to go to bed. So,
Man.
Well, Mom, Dr. Deb. Dr. Deb.
what is it?
All right, is the jig up?
Oh man.
No,
This is-
Andrew, was it my tone? Did I sound mommy-ish by telling you to not use?
I don't think you did.
It wasn't your tone. I just have issues. I
Well,
think a therapist
yeah.
is my mom.
Because every therapist mom.
Okay.
we just give it up. This is my mom. She is a therapist.
Yeah, we'll say it in this one and never do it again.
Okay.
Because that laugh's too good.
That
like
was
that's
too,
gonna kill.
too good of a moment. We told ourselves we're gonna treat her just like a professional, but it is my mom.
We can still do that, but
Well, yeah, she is a professional, but she is also my mom.
yes. Well, you have to. You're the only one here that has to learn to call her Dr. Deb.
Well, and I'm also tired.
Oh man.
Oh, so
but actually, that screen light does disturb sleep. So you want to not be on your screen at least 2 hours before you go to bed.
oh, that's gonna be hard.
You
That's,
can
Yeah.
do it. Read. You were
Well,
reading for a while.
I know. God.
Well, some
Boring.
phones have that filter so that you only have blue light. So you could, I think it's blue light.
Oh, is
anyway.
it that like moon setting?
Yeah,
No,
you want
that
to.
just makes your
you,
text not buzz.
yeah,
No,
you want
no,
to.
there's like
Yeah,
a-
but you can change the light from your screen.
Damn
But
Darn it.
but
Why
even
didn't I know about that earlier?
Well, this is the part. This is what we have her here for.
Oh my
It's
God, I thought this was mental advice, not tech center.
well, but just take a look at your phone and look at how you can set the lighting at night because
Oh, God,
I
that
don't
could
know the
save me
technical term.
months of agony.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the technical term, but
She's
anyway,
also,
so
then
the-
she's like,
the-
also, if you want service in this area, you're gonna have to hit this button.
Also, there's a button on the side of your head. If you press it, you can fall asleep. If you hit your nose and your ear at the same time, your brain resets. and if you hit your nose and your chin, it takes a screenshot. So
well,
just try to
Yeah.
do that.
that
That's
kind of thing
mine.
would put me out of business
Oh.
though, so that's not good.
Uh, Oh.
The other thing is when you are checking on your phone and you go to the social media, you're telling your brain you might miss something, right? And if we tell our brain, oh my God, I'm going to miss something, I got to
Mhm.
check on what other people are doing,
Yep.
that's going to wake you up and keep you from going to sleep. And I'll explain why in a minute, because I just want to address what Steven said about it being too dark to go to sleep.
Mhm.
For the best sleep ever, we want it as dark as possible. But for people who have anxiety, they might not like a little bit of light. So when you travel, you could get a night light and put it out of the way.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Wow.
I know that's exactly what I use the television for.
oh yeah.
I
Like-
have a nightlight and optionally a blankie and a teddy.
I have a mani teddy.
I go to I go to the salon to get a mani teddy.
I do use that. I agree. I think it's my cheap way of, and also not to have to carry one around on the road and stuff. I use the television as a nightlight, but I've never really admitted that to myself until this moment.
Wow.
Yeah, well, people with anxiety use the television not just for the light, but also for the distraction, the comfort of having a noise that will obscure other noises. Like if you listen to TV, you don't worry about the floor cracking or somebody walking
Right,
by
yeah.
the hotel room. You've kind of got
Yeah.
a built-in excuse for the noise.
Wow.
Yeah, but,
Dr. Deb, you are quite the expert. I gotta tell you, this
This
is the
is
best
some-
advice.
I
we've
know.
ever
I
gotten.
want to keep. I got to tell you what else I've set up due to my hotel room to feel better. I've blocked the door.
With what?
Anything that will make a noise, if the door were to open, it would knock it over so I could hear it.
Do you do the chain too?
I do the lock and everything, but I usually, like, if the closet is near the door entering the hotel room, I open the closet door so that if they broke through the door and somehow I was still asleep, it would hit the closet door and make more noise, so it would wake me up. I guess I just want to be awake when they kill me.
You tie the iron on a rope and hang it precariously over the door.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
Yeah, it's a jar. So when they open it, it just swings and hits them.
You put a
It sucks
hot
traveling
iron.
with.
You put a hot iron on the doorknob.
It sucks traveling with all those paint cans.
And the micro machines.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually a good idea, because if you fix it so that what you're saying and what you can do for your anxiety is to say, okay, I'm doing this so that I can go to sleep because this noise will wake me up and protect me. But you have to put it that way. You don't want to say, I have to do this because something bad's going to happen. You say, I can take care of myself by doing this. I can sleep really soundly and not have to worry about anything.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I'll be woken up. So you want to, Stephen, you sometimes mention, positive affirmations, and that's what you want to do when you do that task.
Wow. Thank you. I never told people. This is so helpful. Thank you. That's where my joke came from. That's in the Colbert about the messy apartment.
Remember, we worked on that one, and it was not working for the longest time.
Yeah,
and I think you changed like 2 words, and then it became TV worthy.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what that's all about, is that hotel thing.
That's so cool.
That's great. I'll start talking to myself like that. Thank you.
Well, have you two heard of the lizard brain? The part of your brain that's the lizard brain. So it's your primitive brain. And that's where you get the fight or flight, the fear, and you protect yourself from fear, right? So the lizard brain, it doesn't have common sense. It's there all the time, turned on all the time to protect us.
Mm-hmm.
And our thinking part of the brain is a little slower than the lizard brain. So if the lizard brain says something bad's going to happen, we automatically have that anxiety reaction, the increased pulse rate.
Oh, yeah. I feel that in the middle of the night sometimes. My pulse going up.
Right. So it takes our thinking part of the brain to say, oh, no, that's nothing bad. But there's always a delay, right?
Right.
And so if you're sleepy, or if you're sleepy, it's not, your thinking brain's not going to be able to effectively counteract it.
Oh my God,
man,
that's really eye-opening.
Wow.
The lizard brain really comes to life at night.
Yeah,
that comes out of the lizard hole or whatever the lizard.
My lizard brain wears sunglasses at night.
My lizard brain is in a couple of Budweiser commercials.
Yeah, it's pretty disruptive. And then what we end up doing is what Andrew was saying. I think that I got to get to sleep. All these hours are going by.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So you're actually agitating the lizard brain.
Oh my God.
Wow.
What the heck?
So is now taking note of all that, but with people with anxiety, is their lizard brain louder than other people? Like, because sometimes that can happen during the day. Oh,
yes. It's not that it's louder, but it has it's got mixed signals, right? So it takes, like, missing the school bus, for example, and that's the same, or being late for work, that's the same catastrophe to the lizard brain as something drastic happening.
Right, like I'm being attacked.
Yes.
Wow.
So, because it's conditioned, right? So it's an emotional response that is there to protect us. So if we go, oh my God, I'm late for work, my boss is going to be really upset.
Yep.
The lizard brain is saying, danger, danger, danger.
Wow.
Danger, then, you're going to be late. Also, can you feed me some flies?
Also, we're lost in space.
Also. Hey, can you get a heat lamp for your desk? Because I really...
Yeah. my sometimes I don't know where my lizard brain is because it blends in with the its surroundings.
Yeah, but that's funny but true. It'll change colors on you, right? So
Wow.
whatever the
Sneaky
situation
jerk.
is, it's going to be
Sneaky
you.
lizard.
Wow.
So, Stephen, what you were saying about using your deep breathing, right, and counting,
Yes.
that's excellent way to do that, because it's going to tell the lizard brain, I wouldn't be breathing like this if we were in danger, right?
Wow.
And you can say, I got this, with your thinking brain. I'm in charge of this, right?
Man.
I'm gonna put that lizard brain to bed. Just give him a belly rub, right? By that breathing.
Wow, that's good a point. Yeah.
That's amazing.
My lizard brain says you need sleep, but you're not gonna get it. Also, is that what lizards sound like?
No, it's a predator. Do it! Come on!
Come get me! Come get me, lizard brain! That's the cerebral cortex.
Wait, is that why last night when you couldn't go to sleep, you rolled yourself in mud?
That's why.
No, that's me. I set up all those death traps for my lizard brain, like what he does in Predator.
Oh yeah. You right. Oh, I got the mud reference now.
Yeah.
I thought for some reason lizards rolled around in mud.
No, Arnold.
All I was gonna say is, if lizards rolled around in mud, I was gonna say my tail fell off and it grew back.
I was trying to get to a tail thing.
Ah!
Yeah, I'm glad you got there. I've been waiting.
Oh man, crap! I might have missed the.
No, that
might have been an opportunity.
I like yours.
All right.
So we have to get into more.
Yeah, or Dr. Deb.
This is my favorite episode in a long time.
This is honestly really great.
Thank you so much. All right. So you started something on Patreon.
Yeah.
And we
little
have
teaser.
We have to get into this story.
Yes. So Dr. Deb, we will. Well, Dr. Deb, any last words about the sleep thing?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
No, that's okay. I think things will probably come up again.
With the lizard brain?
Yeah, as we talk about anxiety, it's bound to happen. So no,
Okay.
Keep on going. Yeah.
All right, the cliffhanger. Yeah. So last weekend, I went up with Maddie to Rochester to visit her parents because her dad was retiring from FedEx or something. So there was like a party, except there was only like 5 people, and the people were her sister, her mom, her dad, and her sister's new boyfriend, who I found out later used to do stand-up.
Right.
And he's like Mr. Jokes. He's like Mr. Bad Jokes. He's like making all these bad jokes. He's like roasting me. I don't know him at all. I've only visited the family a handful of times, so I can't be like, I'm gonna, burn you to the ground with words.
Yeah, you don't know who's closer to who.
Yeah. So I just go, ha 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 ha, ha yeah. These are horrible jokes, but I'm just gonna roll with it. So they have a plan where me, the sister, Maddie, and this guy are going on. He has a boat on Lake Ontario.
Okay. Yeah.
So on the way to the boat, I learned that the previous week, the sister and the man were on the boat. A hurricane happened, and the boat capsized.
Oh my God!
Sending their phones to the bottom of Lake Ontario and almost killing them.
What?
I assume. I mean,
oh my God!
The boat capsized.
Where did the phones go before them almost dying?
Well, that's I as soon as I heard that, I put the phone in the car. I wrote my will on the iPhone notes and put it in the car.
To whom unlocked this device?
You may keep this device because I am literally swimming with the lizards. I'm sleeping. I'll finally get some sleep at least with the fishes. So So we get on the boat. Immediately on the drive there, before I found out about the capsize, I said, when I was 8 years old and my parents had like a boat timeshare where once a weekend or once a month or something, we would have a boat that they paid into like a timeshare. I guess like a bunch of families shared this boat.
Yeah.
And the boat had like a kitchen and like these racks that folded down where you slept. It looked like Brian's tour bus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Brian Regan's.
I thought you meant my other friend, Brian. Brian Turner.
Brian Wilson, the Beach Boy. So I go in and I get in the boat and I'm like looking around for the part where the tables and the hangout is.
Yeah.
It's not. There's none. The boat is
There's
just
no below deck.
no. It's just a deck.
Just a deck.
It looks just like a boat that a kid drove.
Looks like a dock took away. Like just started floating off.
Yeah, somebody put a sail on it.
Yeah.
Before, it looked like the boat that floats down the gutter at the beginning of It. Like just
yeah.
it's just like it's not a sturdy boat at all. I'm like, what is this?
Every boat I look at, I'm like, I hope it has a living room. Like that's how spoiled I am. And I haven't even owned a boat. I'm like, any boat I'm on, it's gonna have to have at least one sofa.
Yeah, that's my standard of boats.
Yeah.
I want to be like at home, but on the water at the risk of death.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I just want to be queasy on the couch.
I want to watch TV, but watch it slide one way and then slide another. So I'm like such a dummy. I'm like looking for the entrance to the bottom. And I'm like, oh, I guess there's no entrance to the bottom. He's like, no, what? I'm like, well, my parents had one
Yeah.
where you'd go in the bottom. He's like, well, I grew up in poverty. I'm like, oh, well,
Here comes a joke.
literally. Yeah, exactly.
Poverty class.
Yeah. Poverty barn. That's where you got the boat. You got the boat with a 20% off mail-in coupon.
Oh god, that's so funny.
So he's so he does the ropes or whatever, and the boat's sailing, and I'm sitting there like he sets up the sails with the ropes and everything. After I guess there's ropes on the dock. He
Ties the boat. To
yeah,
the dock.
he undoes those. It floats. He does more, and he's telling me, he's like, "Can you?" He's throwing like sailor lingo.
Of course.
He's like, "Can you tie the jib?" And I don't know what he's talking about. I go, "Well, I like the cut of your jib."
Jib jab.
And he just makes a face. He just is like, "Ugh."
Oh,
Like-
now you're him.
Now the roles reversed.
Wow.
He's the only one that makes corny jokes. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
the corn has sailed.
He's like, hey, we're not on that's land talk.
Yeah, we're on the sea. We're serious.
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 Oh,
Mediterranean serious talk. So I'm like, I told him, I'm like, what? And he's like, take that off of there. So I'm like, I'm doing this. The rope immediately burns my hands. Like flies up. My hands are still like
Your
charred.
hands have not been doing well
Dude,
this quarantine.
oh my, they getting beaten up. I've been hurt more times than in my whole life. This past 5 months or whatever it's been.
You haven't had the virus, but you still have had medical bills.
My insurance is skyrocketing by the day.
So is the rope because you let go.
Yeah. So I'm like, pulling it. My hands are now rough.
Yeah.
I'm a sailor now.
And now it looks like you worked a lot of days in your life.
Yeah, I know. Looks like I grew up in poverty.
Yeah. Poverty hands.
So so we literally sail 10 feet, and he's like, all right, take the sails down. We're here. Or no, the sails are up. I can't remember, but he throws the anchor overboard. He's
Yeah.
like, we're here. I'm like, huh? I thought we were going to be sailing around. There's
Yeah.
just a sandbar that he likes. So we get out of the boat.
Oh, what did he order? See, he would hate me on the boat.
I wish I had you. I mean, we would just make jokes as the ship crashes into the rocks.
Yeah, ship happens.
Ship happens. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm crying. Oh, that's great. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's a callback to last week's episode. We talked about that. We talked about where that saying came from.
Yeah.
So we get out, and I'm just like standing in mud now, and I feel like clams on my feet. And you know, he's like throwing a frisbee around, and we're just standing around throwing a frisbee.
Your feet are clammy.
They're clammy. Oh, I would shake your hands, but I got clams.
Yeah. Andrew, if you've been working out, you got muscles on your feet.
Ah, you're ripped. Tied. Oh my god.
Man, you got to come out of their shell.
Oh, don't cut yourself. We're gonna have to call a sturgeon. Okay.
Oh man.
Oh my god. So we get back on the boat. Like literally, we clop around in the mud, throw a frisbee. I haven't thrown a frisbee in 10 years.
So it immediately goes in the water.
Well, it immediately goes everywhere. Hits a bird, and, you know.
It's a pelican.
It's a pelican eats it. Gulp. Spits it out. It flies like a frisbee at us. No, he's playing the game.
Oh man, he's got the frisbee shaped like outline on his neck, like the cartoons.
It just says like an imprint of Whammo comes through his neck. So,
Oh man.
So we're gonna get back on the boat. The boat pulls into the. I guess we take down the sails. He turns the motor on. We pull it to the dock, and he's like, "Andrew, you know, tie it up with the clopper and the God knows what." He's like saying the word for the thing on the dock, like it's a metal thing that you have to.
Oh yeah, the hook.
Something like
I don't know.
It's a Met sea term. I'm like, all right. So I get out of the boat. One foot's on the dock. One foot's on the ship or the boat.
Yeah.
That's I'm calling this a ship
Dinghy.
Whatever word is. It's to picture this. It's what Tom Hanks sailed away on at the end of Castaway. It's a porta potty with a stick. So I got one foot on the dock, one foot on this thing, and the boat starts drifting away, and my legs split like I'm Elvis. And I like get on one knee and I put my foot out because I'm the only one keeping this thing.
The ship afloat.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. Pressure cabin. Cabin pressure. I'm a cabin boy. So,
Oh man, that jib almost hurt your giblets.
and they all start laughing at me. And this,
Oh my
well,
god!
maybe laugh at me later. I think they're like, he tells his sister, "Get out, help him, tie that rope." So she runs, she jumps out, ties some other thing, and then pulls it in, and my groin is saved. But
Saved by the groin. I don't know if that worked.
Oh man, yeah. So I almost got bivalved. Really. So like the whole time they're like, so I'm like, oh, this is weird, and mosquitoes are now swarming me. I'm sunburned. I almost got split in half. I'm like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
And they want to go to this shanty bar that's like on the water or whatever.
And you're like, I shan't do it.
I'd like, but I shan't.
Wow.
So that there's the logo is a bird with a frisbee and it's
Whammo.
whammo. Uh,
Land ho. Whammo. I don't know.
so I'm not exaggerating. They bring up at dinner the fact that they said I look like Spider-Man. They bring that up like 5 times. So like,
Oh,
and you look
God.
like Spider-Man. Ha ha ha. I'm like, ha ha ha. I'm getting increasingly angry.
Yeah.
Uh,
Meanwhile, you have an ass cheek on 2 different chairs because
I'm telling the waiter,
you're spread in half.
like, can I have extra chairs, please, for my butt cheeks?
Yeah. You're built like a permanent jumping jack.
Yeah. I look like a clam.
Look like a starfish.
So it just makes me mad so much. But again, I don't say anything. I can't even think of a comeback. I'm like, ha ha ha. And then like around the 4th time, I'm like getting a little annoyed.
Yeah.
I tell Maddie about that, and she's like, "Oh, that's their sense of humor. They bring up things like that all the time." So we have a barbecue the next day with the sister, and I'm like thinking all night of a comeback for this, like
You're like Costanza.
like Costanza. Where I'm like, what could I say if they bring this up again? Which I know they will. Jerk store.
I slept with your wife. Is that what he says next?
His wife is in a coma. That's what they say. Because that was Kramer's comeback. And so like clockwork, we sit down at the barbecue. The sister goes, "Dad, you'll never believe what happened yesterday. Andrew was on the dock and the boat was floating away and he looked like Spider-Man." And I go, "Hold on here."
I already like where this is going.
I go, "Yeah, isn't it funny? I had no boating experience and you left me on the dock." And she said, "Well, you said you had boating experience when I was 8." Like the veins are coming out of my neck.
They're shooting out of your wrists like Spider-Man.
Swinging another conversation.
Yeah. My spidey sense is thinking that you're gonna bring this up 12 more times.
And then the when I say that, the dad is like, "Yeah, what do you expect? This guy doesn't know what he's doing." And then I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Then I get the
Dad.
domino effect of the mom. I don't know if she actually was listening, but I got the dad at least. So it felt pretty good.
Nice.
I don't know.
That's great.
This story really is twisting and turning, and I don't think it has to do anything with anxiety, except for the fact that I was terrified the whole time. And I did bring that up. I was like, well, it wasn't as silly as when the boat flipped over last week.
Well, also, like I think, I thought anxiety also includes irritability. And you're definitely
Yeah, I was very irritated.
very irritable.
So let's check in with the
Yeah.
doctor, the good Dr. Deb. What do you how do you feel about this?
That was really funny. Yeah, I think anxiety is connected to shame.
Oh yeah.
When people shame you, then you get all worried about, because one of the things persons with anxiety worry about is, what do other people think of me?
Yes.
Right.
What are people thinking? And you always want to put your best foot forward, and then when people judge you or shame
Your
you,
best foot was on the boat.
Yeah. My best whole half of my body forward.
yeah. So shame gets disguised as anger, right? And makes us feel a little more powerful when we get back at people.
My God, this is incredibly deep and
this
profound.
is wonderful.
Oh my God. Well, you nailed it. I gotta say. What about is there anything with pettiness assigned to anxiety, like the fact that or is that just the shame overcoming the shame to have a comeback or whatever?
Yeah. You just you kind of project how hurt you are. You become a little hurtful to other people. Yeah.
Bring him to his level, or like of hurt.
Yeah, it's just kind of a giving other people an example of what it feels like, right?
Wow.
Oh yeah, the old medicine taste.
Yeah. Man, this is great. Holy hell. Wow.
Yeah. Well, this is that's pretty good, doctor.
Okay,
I got
good.
nothing. Wow, man. I thought as I'm telling the story, I'm like, wait, this doesn't have anything to do with anxiety.
Well, the whole time you're telling it, you sounded stressed.
I was. I was extremely stressed the whole
sounded
time.
like you were re-experiencing it.
I know, it's supposed to be relaxing to go on a boat. You see pictures of supermodels and on the yachts tanning, and like in Batman Returns where he's like, Alfred, are you gonna think you can take care of the boat? And he's like, I think I'll manage.
Yeah, and there's like 12 women and the boat's gigantic.
And he's putting lotion on the back of a model.
Yeah.
I think I'll manage, Mr. Wayne. Actually, I think he complains about doing it.
He does complain about it. If you can tell me the Russian for apply your own damn bloody suntan lotion.
Oh, yeah. So he probably has anxiety then.
Yeah.
He can't even be happy in the...
Cut to Alfred half foot on the dock.
Then there's a crossover with Marvel. Spider-Man comes. He shoots, he shoots the shit back on the dock.
You were also thrown into a social situation, right? So whenever we're in different people, we have this performance anxiety, about performing with different people. It becomes really important that they like us, especially if it's, the family of our girlfriends or boyfriends.
Yeah, right.
It becomes really important.
Wow.
And then when people with anxiety, when they face with new situations, you pulled up a memory of a previous experience, like sailing, right? So you had that. So you go, oh, this isn't so bad. I know what this is going to be like. And then you get there and it's totally different. The boat's different.
Yeah, the boat is small.
Yeah. It is not what you expected. So that throws off all the balance of the situation. So even though you might not have, you felt fear, but you also did feel anxiety about this whole new situation. Yes. And then the person is telling you things that you're not familiar with. So,
yeah, he's might as well be talking Klingon.
Yeah.
Wow, he speaks lizard brain.
That would have been a better callback. But
it just feels it's out of control, right? Just out of control, right?
I feel bad for that boyfriend because he's got a little dinghy.
It's little dinghy energy.
Yeah. Well, he was also trying to impress.
Yes, I think it was the two worlds.
That whole language thing and bossing you around. He was definitely the alpha male in the situation.
Yes, that's what Maddie said. He was being alpha, and I was just like, I think he's being a jerk. But
I
guess he was being alpha.
An alpha male's kind of jerky. So
alpha male is polite.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. I'm an alpha. Would you please obey me?
Yeah, it was his intention to minimize you so he could be the big man on campus.
Oh my God, Mom, or Doctor. My heart is racing with anger.
Exactly. So, that's where the anger came from, because he was just setting you up.
I was.
Wow.
He was he's king of the ocean, or king of the world, like in Titanic. I'm in his lizard rock. And I'm just I'm in a turtle in a snake world.
I think he referenced 4 different movies.
It wasn't a plan of his. It was just, it's not like he intentionally set it up that way. Mm-hmm. It was just his defenses, in front of his girlfriend and his girlfriend's family.
Wow.
You were seen as big competition, so.
Oh my God, that is like in the documentary.
A story you thought had nothing is a gold mine.
Oh my God. Doctor. Good. Damn it, Doc.
Great Scott.
I just want to say one thing before you move on, and that is that the lizard brain is called the amygdala. So
Yes.
if you point at your eye, point at the
Uh-huh.
pupil of your eye, on the same side, point at your ear, where those two lines would intersect in the brain. That's where your amygdala is.
Yeah, and I heard, in evolution, we all came from lesser beings, and then that was there, and then the smarter brain just built around that.
That's right. The cortex.
Wow.
Called the cortex. Yeah.
So it came first, and then it's like how the grandfather is a little more backwards than the grandson.
Right.
Like,
That's true. That's true. Because that's how babies develop. They develop with that amygdala, and then that thinking cortex develops around us. So around
Wow.
that, yeah. So as you grow, you get smarter and smarter, and you can think, problem solve, and all that.
So when they
And then
say,
if you get dementia, it goes backwards, right? So the thinking
into
brain
another
starts.
dementia.
Yeah, you get
from another
demented.
dementia.
I'm from Dementia X.
Yeah, that's right. You get demented, so that thinking part of your brain, the cortex, starts to become impaired, and less and less and less.
So when they say
So
which came,
sometimes older people with dementia, they get they have behavioral problems, right? Because they misperceive things and they'll act out behaviorally.
man,
That's
wow,
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, I did notice that he wanted to put up the sales, and everyone else was like, "No, it's okay." But he was like, "I want to put them up." He was alphaing the whole boat.
And he has dementia.
Yeah.
Well, he was trying to make an impression. Yeah.
Yeah, he did on
Well, what
on
about
Andrew's hips.
Yeah, and what about the impression the week before when he flipped it around?
Yeah, there's a lot of impressions in the hull of the boat.
Yeah, there's an iPhone shaped impression in the bottom
In
of
the sand.
in the sand.
Oh man. Well, we have to get into the topics.
Yes, Dr. Deb, can we hang on to you for another 10 minutes? Dr.
That'd
Deb?
be fun. Yeah, I'm here. That's
Okay. So we picked we put out on our Twitter and Instagram to our listeners what has been making you anxious this week. We got a couple replies. We're gonna get into the first three that we got. The first one is, I don't know if they want to say the name.
No, let's just read them.
It's a DM. Okay. The first one says, "What's making me anxious this week? Residents leaving skilled nursing facilities on a Friday with less than a 12-hour notice. They are leaving for two reasons. One, I have to set up to get home health set up. ... I've got 6 home healths so far. Laughy face. Two, it is also not advised for residents to leave on Friday, especially without notice, because when they discover what they need over the weekend and can't get help. Here's hoping the resident will be okay." Okay, I don't really understand this one. Doctor, what do you think?
Well, it sounds like it might be a nurse or administrator, and it sounds like a really caring person. And if a resident is in a skilled care facility, they need some sort of rehabilitation. Maybe they had knee surgery or hip surgery, something like that.
That's what I
So they need
needed after the boat.
yeah, right. So they need a lot of equipment when they go home, and you can't find equipment. But of course, they want to be home for the weekend, because we tend to think of weekends as, fun times with our family. They don't want to miss a weekend. So where the person that your fan that wrote in wants everything to be set up to protect that person just wants to go home. So it causes anxiety because the caregiver, the person that wrote the message, wants that person to be cared about and happy, but yet it just is a lot of work to do. and people don't understand that. So it's
Wow.
kind of a conflict of interest.
Wow, that's pretty good. Any advice how they can handle that?
Oh yeah. Uh, well, I think to just be collaborative about this is what's going to happen. Maybe get a family member and say, well, do the what ifs. What if you're going to need this at home and it's not available? How will you manage? How, what would be your concerns about waiting till Monday? What are your concerns about that? And there is a fee for these services, so it could be the money situation. So helping them look into, is it going to cost extra to wait or not?
Oh, oh my God! You're an expert on everything.
Wow. Thank you. That's helpful. That's better than what we would have done.
Yeah,
I
I would have. At first, I thought they were talking about like residents in a hospital, like like pre-doctors.
Yeah,
Right.
and when
Yeah.
they said home health, I was like, well, you could like do jumping jacks, or you can do plank. I thought it was like a home workout.
Oh, I thought they were like talking about the siding on the side of their house.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Their home health.
I would use WD-40 on the joints of the door.
Yeah, you should change the tar on the shingles.
This is already better. Perfect. Thank you. We'll go on to the next one. This is from Ronnie. My dad is the biggest worrywart now that he's older, 83. So when I take him to his doctor's visits, he has to go over everything that makes him worry, and it makes me have anxiety. Then he had a dizzy spell yesterday, and I almost had a panic attack. Wow. Yeah. Well, what do you think, Dr. Deb?
We really have nothing for these, but I feel weird chiming in when we have an expert.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like it's easier to make the jokes after they got what they really need.
Yes, exactly. Maybe that's we'll do that for the.
We just did it.
Okay.
Well, I think you guys give good advice. So.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I think what Ronnie might do is to, just have her talk with her dad before she takes him to the doctor and say, what's the most important thing to cover today?
Right.
Yeah. And then, maybe prioritize those worries to try to look at what might be underneath those worries. And then for her, that dizzy spell, the good news is good for her for going to the appointments with him.
Yeah, true. That's
make
good
sure
daughter.
she, with her father's permission, can also talk to the healthcare provider to see what's going on and what the medications are. A lot of medications can make an older person dizzy, especially when they stand up suddenly. So she also needs to be informed. So just finding out about his treatment and everything.
Wow.
That reminded me of a movie I saw last night. I forget what it's called, but it's about this girl, Aquafina. She's like an actress.
Yeah.
Her grandmother.
Oh, I know.
Has cancer in China.
Yeah.
And she flies in.
Oh yeah, that was.
And they don't tell the grandmother that she has cancer. And
Mm-hmm.
the American family's like, in America, this is illegal. And they're like, this is what we do. And the doctor says, this is what I did with my grandmother.
Wow.
What do you think about that, Mom? Or Dr. Deb?
Well,
you're giving the listeners a dizzy spell, trying to figure out who she is.
What do you think about that, Mommy?
I think that was a great movie, wasn't it?
You saw it too?
Oh yeah, it was fabulous, and it was really based on a true story. But that's how we used to do things, not tell people. That's why I said Ronnie needs to ask permission from her father to talk to the doctor, because it should be, no matter how old you are, you should be in charge, the decision maker of who knows what. And but
that's cool. Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, I was going to say, if he has all those worries, she might talk to him and have the doctor screen him for depression, because he might be depressed. And I don't know if he's, recently widowed or what her mother's situation is, but I would definitely screen an older adult who has a lot of worries, screen them for depression.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, that's good to know for all listeners who have grandparents and older parents.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, if I want to make my grandparents happy, I show them that there's more than one TV channel.
I showed my grandfather the iPhone that I can zoom in on his house from Apple Maps. He like freaks. He's blown away. He's giving me addresses. Check out this address. He's like trying to outsmart Google Maps. He's like, I bet they don't have this. Like, here it is.
Grandpa, you mean the White House?
Yeah, this is my Rushmore's here.
Wow. And that final one from Boogie Blue Bexer.
Boogie Blue Bexer is a new listener. She tweeted at us Friday, said that she binged all the episodes, which is a lot.
My goodness, that's a lot of our voice.
Well, now we have a different voice.
Yeah, hey, that's perfect. Experience anxiety about if I should unfollow celebrities that cause me anxiety about politics. I just signed a lease and cannot afford to move to Canada. I'm purposely leaving her politics out of this so we can just tackle the topic.
Yeah, so how does it feel? I guess her feeling is she doesn't like when celebrities that she follows are political, and she wants to unfollow them.
Right, I'm assuming it's celebrities she loves but have opposing political views than her.
Yeah, my thought is you got to separate the opinion from the artist, and if you can't do that, just unfollow them anyway. Like what?
Yeah, I mean, if
there's
they're
plenty
nasty,
of people who tweet funny things or interesting things.
Yeah, like if it's a celebrity that's known for being on a soapbox, probably don't follow their social media.
Yeah, I've noticed it's getting worse at that.
Yeah, everyone's stressed out right now because of the obvious reasons, and there's not many places to have a voice, so they might be even louder on social media right now.
And some of them take the stance that I feel like most people should agree with. They're like, everyone keep your social distance. I can't believe that you don't. I'm like, well, I think most people agree with that, and the people who don't aren't going to listen to you anyway.
Right. I mean, that being said, it is good to see opposing things sometimes so you can break out of your own thought bubble.
Yeah.
But if it's
true.
nasty and makes you anxious and upset, then definitely it's kind of like you with the phone at night. It's not helping you.
No, it is the leech of my soul. Damn you, Tim Cook.
Dr. Dev, what do you think?
I think you guys handled that well. That's perfect.
All right, we got one.
Hey, 2-1.
You have any thoughts?
No, I think, she has to do that pros and cons for why I want to follow and why I don't want to follow. And the pros should always outweigh the cons, right?
Yeah, I think that was
the movie
The Longest Yard.
It's what you do for pleasure.
When the prisoners play
the pros and cons.
They play the prisoners play the professional athletes.
Yeah. Wow. Am I just realizing that?
Is that what the pitch was?
I don't know, but it's right there in front of you. Pros and cons.
Yeah. You know what I also realized from the other story? Aquafina, does she have to pay royalties to the water company? It's like if I name, can you just name yourself Schweppes and not have to pay anything?
I gotta be honest, this drink swept me off my feet. Okay.
Schweppes. Okay, that's I had to say that out loud because I was thinking about it. The Aquafina thing. That's something I probably can Google. But we don't need. We're wasting the expert with the Aquafina.
Final thoughts on the celebrity thing?
No, I think that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, great!
If you do it for pleasure, it should be pleasurable.
Wow, that's simple way to put it. It took us 12 sentences.
That's pretty cool.
That's great.
Doctor.
Mom doctor.
Mom doctor. Dr. Mom. Coming this summer, Dr.
Dr.
Mom. She's a doctor and wants to doctor the house. Doctor some discipline into the kids. So okay. So I guess we're gonna wrap it up. Doctor, I know you have a Instagram where you have drawings. Do you want to promote that at all, or do you want to stay anonymous?
Oh no, I don't need to promote that. Thank you though.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
I do. For those warriors out there or families of our service men and women, they could go to Give an Hour, www.giveanhour.org for therapists to help them. Give an Hour also offers free services for those who have been victims of violence as well, and for school-age persons, those who are struggling with learning issues. So it's a great service.
Wow, that was really a generous plug.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for all that you do.
That was the most selfless plug of anything we've ever.
Yeah, we were just about to say, hey, can you go online and like our jokes?
Yeah. Can you see our pictures that we post?
No, that's so great. Please, everybody, if you know anyone that is in need of those services, share those links with them.
And we'll put them on our something.
Yeah, we'll make sure that we can.
We'll put it on our link tree that I just set up.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, thank you, Dr. Deb. I hope we can have you on again. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks. And keep up what you're doing. I think it's great.
Awesome. Wow.
I think it's wonderful to visit anxiety through a comedy lens.
Yes.
Man, that
was the bow on the episode.
Yeah, we got to end it now because that was beautiful.
All right. Thank you, Doctor. Okay, go back to living your...
Bye-bye.
I bang pots and pans in your honor.
Yeah.
Okay. Stay safe.
Poverty. Pots and poverty. Bye. Thanks for listening, everybody. Stay tuned for the outro.